Hello everyone, I'm Saran, product manager of Zoho Creator. I'm gonna uh, quickly show you like what are the advanced features of Creator which helps you uh, have a custom made application. So one gentleman in the morning asked about like how to create a script around that, right? So I'm gonna showcase like how I have done that. We call it a subform, a form within a form. It's called a subform, and this is how you create it. It's familiar, right? So this is the form builder. You will have a field called subform. I just drag that, drop that to the builder. You'll get a box. So it's a box where you will add fields into it. So it gets. I mean, normally if you see a form, you'll get one entry for the form. But inside the subform, you'll get multiple entries. So that means one order can get multiple wine as an order, right? So multiple products, multiple items, right? So I'm going to add fields to it. So I have three fields here. So wine, quantity, and the price. So this is all about subformers. So you can use subform to do multiple stuff. So starting from getting the orders, think of an example. You are in an education department where students uh, applies for a course. So students can apply for multiple courses, right? So that can be achieved using subform. Similarly, uh, take an example like traveling, right? So we travel all the way from India to here. So we traveling like multiple cities here. So think of a case, we have a travel form where we submit uh, have a travel request with multiple cities, right? And my manager will approve it. So this kind of features can be achieved through Subform. Uh, the script part, right? So how the total calculation is being done will be explained in the deep dive session, right? So which is on day 2. Nandini is going to take care of that, right? I'm going to move on to the second part of it. Yeah, the wine store, right? He started with a simple water form, and then he moved on to getting multiple orders for that, right? So he just created a subform and expanded application. Think of a case like he wants to get more inventory for a particular wine. So he needs to know like what are the top selling wines, right? How to do that? So will he go through all the data and manually and see what is the top selling wine? Is that it's possible, but it's tedious, right? So think of a case where you will have a graphical UI where you see the top selling wine, right? Let me show how to create that in Creator. So we call that as reports. So we seen like how to create a form. We seen a summer view in the Kupu section. Now I'm creating a graphical chart. Uh, in the builder, you click on a new report. You'll get a screen like this. You'll enter the name, and in the report type, we have like so many types. I've listed a few here. List, calendar. You'll have a calendar, right? You can use it for appointment bookings and everything. So that's calendar for you. And spreadsheet. Similarly, pivot table and pivot chart. Pivot chart helps you to do graphical interface. I'm going to choose that, and this is the builder you get. So this is how we integrated Zoho reports, right? So this is a Zoho report where you can customize your data, the table data, into a graphical UI. So I just drag the wine into the x-axis and the quantity to the y-axis. So this is the graph I created in a second, right? So so that's all about reports, right? You can create multiple types of reports, and you can create graphical charts out of it. So reports helps you to derive decisions instantaneously instead of getting into the all data, the table, and everything, right? So those are the benefits of having a graphical chart. uh, I have also shown you like what are the different types of the reports. Let's move on to the third. uh, he started with order form, right? Let's quickly recap again. So he started with the order form. He moved on to bulk order. He's seen like what are the top selling wines. He wants to improve the experience of the customer. So he wants to provide an option to cancel orders. So traditionally, what people will do is they will have a call a support and ask whether I need to call this, but I mean I need to cancel this particular order. So he can use a phone or an email or a text, right? So those are the traditional way of doing it. So Creator helps you to automate everything. So think of a case where people don't call you directly, and you provide an option directly to them, right? So how about automating it, right? So that's all creative for you. Automate every stuff you do. Uh, Here you have a button at the right hand side called cancel order, where this can be shared with your customers. They can log in to place an order. They can see what are the orders they have made, and beside next to it, you will have a cancel order button. And when you click on that, you can say this order has been canceled using Deluge. So this button is called custom action, what similar to we use in Zoho CRM, right? Zoho CRM has a custom action. So that action is being used as a button here, where you click on that button, trigger a Deluge task, and do a stuff whatever you want. So here we have a status field where you have the status called open, cancel, delivered, particular to the order, and we're going to update that. So that's all custom action is all about. This is the builder where you configure a custom action. So this is available under report section. When you click on a report, you will have an option called custom action. When you click that, this is the page you will see at the right hand side. You will have an action name, display type. You can display it as a button or display it above the report, where you can do a multiple order cancellations, right? Think of a case. Uh, Let me go back to the report. So think of a case, I want to cancel the second and third. So I can easily pick on the check boxes, and you'll get an action similar to the top in the header section next to the search and add. You can click on that to cancel it. So that is called header custom action. So those are called display types. You can configure the way you want, and you can choose a message that has to be displayed while the order is being cancelled. And at the bottom section is the interesting part. You configure the deluge action to a GUI, right? So this is how Creator and Deluge works. So from the starting, we have seen like how the form being integrated with the Deluge, and now we are seeing how the report can be integrated with Deluge, right? So where I have placed a button, when you click on that, it will trigger a function called cancel order, right? So custom actions, to summarize, like custom actions can be used in multiple ways. Think of a case like I've used as a cancel order. You can use that to send an email campaign, like have the customers listed, like whoever purchased your orders. In the order, you can pick a couple of customers from the California and send a campaign like inviting them to the wine tasting event or something like that. So those kind of things can be done through custom action. And think of a case like this same wine case, like you have a customers list. You can place a button called complete history, view complete history. If you click on that, you can see what are the purchases he made, like what are the orders he has been made, right? So those kind of actions and activities can be done through custom actions, right? Let's quickly move on to the next section. It's weekly sales report. Think of a scenario like my manager want to send a weekly report, like of all the orders has been placed on the inventory store, on the wine store, uh, where think here the scenario, right? I want to send a weekly sales report to my manager on Saturday 8 p.m., right? On Saturday, sending an email manually, get the report and send it to all my go through all the data and create a chart or a PDF and send it to my manager. It's a tedious job, right? And I'm gonna uh, I'm going to waste my weekend, right? So that's tedious for him, and it is. It's a time-consuming job as well. So we introduced a feature called schedules, where you can schedule a particular work. It can be a periodic schedule where it can send weekly or all the sales data as an email, or you can do sales activities. You can do a automatic updating things. So that's scheduler for you. Let's quickly see like how to do it. So if you click on a workflow tab, which is in the left band, where if you click on a workflow, there is a 3 major steps. You will have forms, schedules, and functions. So schedules, when you click on the schedule, you will have this. So this is a report schedule where you are sending a report through your manager using an email, right? So I'm going to configure a schedule where I'm going to say what is the schedule is doing, like it's sending a weekly sales report, choose a date, and set the time and frequency, right? I'm setting the frequency as weekly, and day of week starts with a Saturday, and I'm going to press next, where you'll choose what are the attachment has been made to that email. I've selected the weekly sales report and I've composed an email. So which is similar to what we have seen in the send mail or notification inside the form, which Kupu showed us earlier in the day. So that's a two-step process to configure a schedule, and it's all done. So I'm not doing any manual stuff here. So it is automatically sending all the weekly sales report to my manager. So think of a scenario like schedules can be used in multiple ways. Think of a scenario like appointments, right? Have a patient appointment. You want to send a reminder text to the patients like who is visiting for this particular day. So those kind of automations can be done using scheduler, right? And think of a case where you are out of the city and you want to monitor your back office, see what are the stuff going on, and send a alert to people, alert as an SMS or a email. Think of a case where you need to monitor stuff using Deluge. Deluge is powerful, right? So you can do whatever thing you want. So think of a scenario where you monitor your back office, send if something goes wrong. So those kind of stuff can be handy, and scheduler is one of them. Could you recap, like Richard show us, like he created a main page where he has a couple of links and clicked on it and showed a couple of reports to us, right? In a couple of sessions back. So that's all built using dashboard, which we call it as HTML pages. In this, back to this case, in the wine scenario, I have like a couple of sales persons working in my team in the wine store. He wants to see the overall sales report inside the page, where he can go through the sales record and the day-to-day activities. So those kind of page is called dashboard. So this is a similar dashboard which we built for the wine management, where you see the overall sales and the orders assigned to me, and the total sales which I made in this year, and those stuff can be displayed to your salesperson so that they can directly click on it, navigate to it instead of going through all the links, right? So this is called a dashboard, which is built using HTML pages. So HTML pages is nothing but combination of HTML and Deluge. It's not just HTML. So you will have a power of Deluge, right? So similar to what you do it in a JavaScript or a scripting language. So you have a stuff, you will connect it to the Creator database and get the data and render it to your user. So I will show you a couple of examples where the HTML pages can look like. So this is one such HTML page which doesn't have any data, but it helps your salesperson to quickly navigate through what he wants. So this is an IT manager where we use it internally in our office in Zoho, where all our system administrator guys get into this page and apply a license. If I request, I want a Photoshop, right? I send an email to them, or I will submit to Creator form, where the system administration guy will click on this apply license to apply a license for me, right? So think of a scenario like where this stuff can be used to provide a quick links, provide a sales data, and this is one custom view that is created in Creator, right? This is a garage where all vehicle brands has been listed with the status of each vehicle in the garage, right? So this kind of summaries can be built using HTML pages. So it's not just visual clue. It is like getting into the data to a view where you need to show a different kind of report to your manager or your employees or your vendors, right? This is another thing which is a graphical one, where we created, this is the tool we use internally in Zoho, which is called an admin, where admin guys, like the people, we travel using the cab facilities in Zoho and other stuff, parking management, everything handles using this tool. So we created a dashboard where for our employees to consume. I myself use this dashboard where I click on my dinner system and book whatever food I want for this for today, right? So those kind of things can be done, right? So this is one way of customizing HTML page. And let's go back to the wine store, right? I've created a bulk form, and I created a dashboard for my salesperson to see what are the things going on, and I've used a scheduler to send automatic emails and every stuff, right? And lastly, to improve the customer experience again, I want to send an invoice whenever the customer makes an order, or the order being delivered to the customer, right? So how about doing that? So we use something called record summary, which I will show it in a couple of slides back. So this is the order summary, order invoice, which I built using the feature called record summary. So this is an invoice which is a complete customizable invoice where you can use this to send a invoice to your customers, right? So let's see how to build, right? So it's not just building a record summary, it's not just building an invoice. You need to send an email to your customers, right? So it's combination of record summary and email. And this is a record summary builder where in the left hand side you'll have all the fields related to the form. uh, Take an example like order form. You'll have all the wine, the customer details, when he ordered, and those stuff will be available in the left hand side. In the right hand side, it's a work area where you can drag and drop the elements in the left hand side, or you can use the elements in the top. So this builder, which will be replicated to the HTML pages, which I announced a couple of sessions back. So this builder will be improved in a better way to support Deluge as well. So right now, this is restricted only to a HTML page, where we're going to expose this builder to a Deluge where you can have Deluge as well. So this being developed, and it will be replaced the HTML pages, right? And once you configure the record summary, right, so you need to send an email notification. So go back to the form where you'll choose which template has to be sent. So at the bottom, you see something called include user submitted data. When you click on that, you don't want to enter all the fields and values to the user, right? So you'll customize a template using the record summary, which I shown a couple of slides back. Use the template, configure it in an email, and that's it. So you'll just save that email notification. It's all done. So you'll send a notification to the customers. So it's all about, let's quickly see some examples where you can use this record summaries. You can use it as an email campaign. You can customize the data where you have the data, have the HTML content inside it, like whomever it may concern. It's a HTML tag. So you just added a header, and then in the bottom you have something called the address, where this field is actually address field, right? So we just customize the page using the record summary. This is one such example. And think of a case where you can use this as a business card level. So we Zoho have a couple of types of, we have multiple departments, right? So we have manage engine, we have Zoho, and etc. So we can customize our own business cards. So once we fill in our data, we'll get the customized business cards. We'll choose one from them and send it to a HR admin to get the business cards ready. So this is one such example. We use it in real time, right? And think of a case where you generate pay slips. So payroll, it's another thing that can be built in Creator, right? So you can use Deluge, what we have seen in the morning, right? So you can use the Deluge to build a payroll system and have the pay slip generated using record summary. So the possibilities are endless. So that's our code, right? So you can build whatever way you want and get that thing ready. So let's quickly recap, like what are the stuff we seen in the session. Like we built the bulk orders, we improved the sales activities using the top selling wines, and we use a scheduler to send the emails, and we used a dashboard and record summary to send the invoices, right? That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.